Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. One Piece today. Today, we're diving straight into the chapter where the war for Elbaf officially begins, where years of tension finally explode. Chapter 1173 isn't a setup chapter, it's pure action. Tactics, blood, and iron will. Giants from every village are answering Elder, or ULS call it West Town, while I'm as Domino Reversi expands like a black wave swallowing everything. At the center of the storm is ZORO'S plan, a bold chess move to break the enemy's advance and open a path for LBF. At the same time, the rescue front explodes with Sanji, Chopper, and Gaban, while IMU orders a total assault. This chapter defines the battlefront test, sets up destined 1v1 duels, and shows LBF standing tall with everything they have. Chapter 1173 opens with Elbaf officially entering the Great War to defend their homeland. No more small skirmishes. No more testing the waters. This is the moment the entire system, villages, warriors, and leaders stands up as one. Elder Jarul's call didn't just echo in West Town, it reached every village. Giant warriors, whether guarding borders or protecting families, all responded. They dropped their work, grabbed their weapons, and marched to West Town like a living wave. The symbolism of this scene is absolutely massive. Elbaf isn't just a loose collection of tribes anymore, it's a unified bloc. All internal conflicts have been pushed aside. King Harald's death, the truth about Loki, and the government's invasion made them realize if they don't stand together, Elbaf will be crushed to dust. That's why the atmosphere right now is heavy with the spirit of total war. Every warrior knows this is a fight for their future. Parallel to this, the chapter reveals more about that demon from 14 years ago and how Domino Reversi works. This helps us understand why Imus formation is so incredibly dangerous, and why those who get flipped aren't just defeated, they become tools to expand the enemy's power. Domino Reversi isn't just a combat ability, it's a battlefield manipulation system. It turns opponents into pawns to capture even more pieces. The chapter's action is split into two clear directions. One side is the rescue team Road, Good, Goldberg, Gabin, Sanji, and Chopper, tasked with saving those trapped and stopping the disaster from spreading. This mix of battle experience and support skills shows their goal isn't a head-on clash with the Domino Reversi, but to handle specific hotspots and save lives. The other side is the reinforcement team led by Elder Jarul, with just Jarul, Stan Sen, and Zora. That number might sound small and risky at first, but it actually makes perfect sense. This is the counterattack spearhead where you need concentrated power and decisiveness. Zoro acts as the brain of this group, while Jarul and Unstan Sen are the muscle needed to clear the path. This split shows that LBF and the Straw Hats aren't just fighting with strength, but with smart resource allocation. One side holds the village and saves people. The other blocks the advance to create an opening for a counterattack. This is total war thinking, not just rushing into fight until death. The biggest tactical highlight of the chapter is definitely Zoro's plan. He proposes hitting the tip of the Domino Reversi formation to stop its momentum, giving Jarul time to strike back. The idea sounds simple, right? But it's actually based on an incredibly sharp observation. After Kashi explained the giant demon's abilities, Zoro noticed something off about their movement. All the flipped victims move by using Dorry and Brogy as their center. Those two were also the very first pieces IMU captured. This means the Domino Reversi isn't a solid block, it's a system dependent on two central pillars. Zoro realized that if you just fight the outer pawns, the formation will just close up and keep moving forward. But if you separate those two centers or mess up their roles, the entire mechanism of surrounding unflipping will collapse. This is a checkmate move targeting the structure, not the numbers. He says we need to split them up, because they need to surround us to flip us. Even if he doesn't fully understand the mechanics yet, he thinks it's worth a shot. He asks Jarul and Unstan Sen to use their strongest ranged attack to create a gap in the formation. He'll handle the rest. Jarul and Unstan Sen didn't hesitate, they launched the Hakoku Sovereignty. This is one of the iconic techniques representing the collective strength of the giants. With one hit, a huge chunk of demon giants were wiped out, opening a corridor straight to the center. The scene was epic and terrifying. Debris flying, trees snapping, giant bodies falling like pieces knocked off a board. But the joy was short-lived as the brutal truth revealed itself. The defeated enemies started regenerating. Stansen was shocked, shouting just like Kashi said, "Are these guys actually immortal?" HAJ Ruden quickly realized the danger. Normal attacks can't stop them. If Zoro rushes in while they regenerate, he'll be captured and turned into the next pawn. But Oro just smirked and said this is enough. That line shows he wasn't counting on wiping them out with one high. They just needed the right gap at the right time. Leaving HAJ Ruden and Stansen stunned, Zoro charged straight ahead and yelled out, "Hey, are you to the leaders? Who's actually stronger anyway? Dorry or Brogy?" All with a provocative smirk. HAJ Ruden was speechless. What the hell are you doing? Or run away? Is this the plan you talked about? Maybe only Zoro knew exactly what he was doing. He remembered those who fought for 100 years to see who was stronger, even if they put it aside. That was when they were sane. Now that their reason is gone, only their fighting instinct remains, and that is exactly what Zoro targeted. Sure enough, Dorry and Brogy stopped marching. Their focus shifted from leading the formation to facing each other. Just that moment of hesitation was enough for Elder Jarul to stabilize the line and for LBF warriors to regroup. This was a high-level psychological play. Zoro didn't need to defeat the two strongest enemies immediately. He just needed them to pull themselves out of the central role. Without these pillars coordinating, the Domino Reversi gets sloppy. Dorry and Brogy suddenly turned on each other. It looked exactly like the old days on Little Garden. Seizing the moment, Zoro unleashed a two-sword-style move Nitor Unijiri. With a single strike infused with Conqueror's Haki, he took down half the demon giants on the left flank. And this time they didn't get back up. The recovery speed depends on the strength of the original, and giant crew members clearly can't compare to the Holy Knights. This detail is crucial. It confirms that not every Domino Reversi pawn is equally immoral. There are levels to their durability and regeneration based on who got flipped. This opens up a chance for Elbaf to clean up the battlefield step by step, instead of being crushed by an uncollabable army. Zoro then ran into the path HAJ Ruden and created. Just as he predicted, nothing happened. This proves that once Dorry and Brogy are separated, the demonized victims can be picked off layer by layer. The climax of this sequence hits when Zoro recalls meeting Dorry and Brogy back on Little Garden. He gritted his teeth, placed the third sword in his mouth, poured all his Haki into the blades, and muttered three-sword style secret Artichi Dyson's Ende Zensei. Zoro launched himself at extreme speed, cutting straight through the clash between Dorry and Brogy. Both giants were slashed across their bodies, while Zoro landed without a scratch. HAJ Ruden was totally shocked. The slash wasn't just powerful, it was fast and decisive. It showed Zoro was ready to end the central role of these two legends, even with the respect he holds for them. Zoro stood before Elder Jarul and noted, "Just as I thought. As long as I don't touch the ground, I won't get flipped." This shows HES grasped a part of the Domino Reversi mechanism. At least for now. Jarul praised him, calling him a magnificent swordsman, and ordered the army to corner the enemy until they stay down. Zoro's attack became the signal for a total counteroffensive. The enemy tried to retreat to recover, but LBF gave them no chance. Jarul asked Zoro to help HAJ Ruden, while he would handle the other side himself. Zoro wondered if the old man was okay, but Jarul immediately showed why he was the strongest creature in the North 300 years ago. The Elder's blade unleashed Black Lightning Conqueror's Haki, and he swung a terrifying Hakoku Sovereignty that flattened the forest. He roared, "Everyone charge!" And the warriors rushed into battle with renewed fire. With only Brogy in that area, the risk of getting flipped dropped significantly. But the price Jarul paid was high. He stood panting, blood soaking his beard. At his age, exerting that much power is basically risking his life. HAJ Ruden looked worried Elder Jarul, but when he tried to help, Jarul waved him off. "Are you looking down on me? Old or not, I am a proud warrior of LBF. Go do your job." Zoro dropped a half-joking remark, "Don't go dying on us, old man." Then he headed toward HAJ Ruden and Stansen. They were going to handle Dorry together. Brogy was left to Jarul and the others. Luckily, having another Conqueror's Haki user on the field might make the difference. switching over to the school area, where Nama's group was trapped. As soon as Kashi pointed it out, Sanji launched himself with Moonwalk, fast as a missile. Meanwhile, Chopper and Gab Ann followed Gert and Goldberg to the harbor to stop the kids. The rescue front is clearly divided, with each group handling a different crisis point. Nami and the Usopp were crying tears of joy seeing him. But Summer realized reinforcements had arrived. He tried to use Robin as a hostage to provoke and control Sanji. But suddenly Sanji vanished into thin air. In a split second, Summer's head snapped sideways, and he was kicked off branch number 8, coughing blood. It turns out Sanji used the invisibility power hidden in his genetic code. Now he can use it at will without needing the raid suit. This is a massive upgrade in terms of power and combat flexibility. Summer's spikes are hard as steel. But guess what? So is Sanji's body. He used his flaming leg to cut Robin's bonds. Jinbe's group was freed next. Robin rushed to Saw, weeping with joy to find him alive. But there was no time to celebrate. The situation at Yura's school was critical. Robin, Jinbe, Usopp, and Nami ran to put out fires. Sanji stayed behind to stop Summer from chasing them, accepting a head-on clash with the Holy Knight. Scene changed to Gunko, who is currently possessed by IMU. IMU ordered Summer and Cunningham to join the battle immediately. Summer replied, "That is exactly what I intended to do, my lord." Cunningham went full speed toward West Town, where Zoro is waiting for him. At this point, two predicted solo matchups have been confirmed. Zoro versus Cunningham, Sanji versus Summer. The battlefield layout is getting clearer with these key matchups forming. Now, only IMU remains the one behind it all. Not far away, Brook in his soul form was secretly watching. He whispered, "I will definitely bring you back, Princess Gunko." This highlights Brook's crucial role in the upcoming chapters, likely directly related to saving those manipulated by IMU. Chapter 1173 isn't just an action chapter, it's about tactics and spirit. ZORO'S plan proves that dealing with Domino Reversi requires more than brute strength. You have to understand the mechanism and hit the structural weakness. Sanji's front shows his growth as a protector and his ability to handle emergencies. Being able to turn invisible without the suit opens up so many new possibilities in combat. Jarul risking his life with that Hakoku Sovereignty reminds us that Elbaf is betting everything. This is a tour they can afford to lose. Finally, Ambassador and Cunningham's arrival mark a new phase of the war. From here, the conflict shifts from tactical skirmishes to high-level duels where every outcome changes the entire battlefield. And that's the full breakdown of Chapter 1173, the moment Elbaf officially enters the Great War for their homeland. From Zoro's bold plan and Elder Jarul's final stand, to Sanji's clutch rescue and Dimas Totalis all toward Elbaf has entered its most brutal phase. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support One Piece today. Also, let me know your thoughts on the upcoming duels or versus Cunningham, Sanji versus Summer and Brook's role in saving Gunko. See you next time.